Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel, Girl Gone Crypto. Today I've got Max Krupyshev, the CEO of CoinsPaid. So Max, thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you very much for having me. Hi, Leah.
So just to kick off, I know we've got a lot of exciting things to dive into with what you guys are currently building, what you have been building over the last few years. But just to kick off, give us a high-level overview of what CoinsPaid is.
So hard to answer with each month. So we are a
Right.
platform, right? So we already have a bunch of stuff really
Mm-hmm.
happening. In a few words, we are a payments company. So we allow online businesses to accept crypto as a payment method. We have a bunch of smaller solutions for retail clients as well, but most of the services are kind of B2B. That is why just a random folk never probably heard about us. We're mostly focused on businesses.
Mm-hmm. So, kind of break that down for us. You mentioned crypto transactions, so I imagine allowing businesses to accept crypto. Kind of walk us through the different tools that you guys offer to your business clients that you work with.
Yeah. So speaking about the ecosystem features, right? So we have a hot wallet, which allow them just to build simple applications without spinning the nodes. Then we have a second layer where they have also the liquidity, so they can use wallets plus liquidity. But then those are who are just existing businesses. They don't want to build anything. They have a payments API, right? So they use a payment API. They integrate it as any other, as a PayPal, as acquiring, whatever,
Right.
and it just works. And basically, there are two main features. How can you accept payments, right? I mean, as I would assume, majority of the viewers might be from US, so they heard about BitPay, right? So BitPay is
Mhm.
kind of like the one of the oldest players, and they use e-commerce checkout, right? So you click I want to buy, you're redirected to the page which says send this amount of crypto to this address within the time period, right? This is, if you think about this, is completely unnatural for crypto, right? It's natural for the PayPal when after this you just only have to click one button, yes, right? And with crypto, you're like, what? Now I have to see the QR, scan the QR, do the copy of address, enter the amount, then check what's the fee on the Binance from which I sent. And it becomes a mess. So the second flow, which I thought was amazing just before we invented the third one, it is channels. When you basically create for every customer, you create a dedicated address for any crypto that they want to receive. So for example, if you have a platform, I don't know, it's mostly for platforms, not for e-commerce. But
Right.
honestly, majority of the merchants in crypto are not shops. They are some platforms, I don't know, freelancers, esports betting,
Right.
esports tools, right? When they trade the World of the Warcraft swords and so on. They have internal balances. So you create them a tool to fund the balance. So for example, if they say, I want to fund with Bitcoin, they give you one address and say, you can send money to this address any time of the day and night, and it will fund your account in USD, right? So it will convert automatically, and you don't really have to go to that website anymore, right? You can just save it as address and send. But the third one, are you curious?
Yes.
Because with the second one, now they have a problem with like, okay, there are a bunch of cryptocurrencies, bunch of blockchains. And what is new that all of the tokens, all of the cryptocurrency tokens are now
Right.
existent on all the blockchains. You can send Ethereum, not only on Ethereum blockchain, you can send Bitcoin,
Right.
not only on the Bitcoin blockchain. And now my merchants who have no idea how crypto works, they're like, wait, so how do we decide? So the third method is then when we redirect them to the page where they can select which coin, which blockchain, and just have a dedicated address again, but when they already selected everything. Because for the merchant to integrate hundreds of possibilities, different blockchains, different currencies, it's a nightmare again. So anyways, it's a lot of fun. We always kind of like try to keep up with the market, with all these new needs and so on. We are one of the leaders, so we kind of have to.
So, when you were talking about it automatically converting, let's say, into US dollars, is that an option that the platform can decide? Can they decide to hold it in crypto, or does it just always automatically get converted into fiat?
No, they basically our API is like a Lego, right? So they can build any logics that they want.
Okay.
So they can even convert from one crypto to another crypto automatically. They can not convert. They can convert into fiat. right? So, I mean, again, right, we give them the flexibility. They can do whatever they want, blockchains, different assets, different flows, different conversion schemes. So we kind of like create a Lego, we document the Lego, we have a team of integration specialists. So the business comes and say, guys, we need this solved. And we tell them, you can solve it like this. And they're like, okay.
So I know you had mentioned earlier that there's obviously a ton of different coins out there, especially now, with this DeFi boom, it's rapidly increasing. What are some of the main coins that you see people wanting to accept, and how are you guys also maybe offering options or services for some of these DeFi coins as well?
Yeah, it's a very good question, but also not. It's very hard to answer in our reality. So most of really businesses who accept crypto, you should understand that they are not keeping up with what is happening at all, right? So they kind of like, they still not into DeFi. They never heard about it. They probably heard it from their kids, right? But they have no idea what it is. And when you say them DeFi assets, DeFi instruments, they kind of like, what? So this is we have a product about this, how to bring them there. Probably we will have the time to speak about that. But basically what they want to accept is what their users want to pay them into, right? And you understand who are those people, right? So there are a few groups I'm just now inventing, right? There are some people who pay with crypto for a long time, right? They just used to. They use Bitcoin, which might sound weird in 2021, but they just still use Bitcoin. Those who kind of like more into stuff, they were using Ethereum. Now it is expensive, but they know what is USDT already, right? And they know that USDT exists on many blockchains, so they now mostly use Tron, right? So they send USDT on Tron, quick, right, and easy. Exotics not so much. So basically, it's probably Bitcoin, Litecoin, BCH, USDT, something around that. Ethereum sometimes. Right now we're integrating also Binance Smart Chain. Honestly, we have Binance BNB on the BEP2, right? Nobody using it, honestly. With the Binance Smart Chain, we will see. But kind of, I feel that people don't want to use the blockchain fuel coins, right? Like a native one, like for example, BNB for the Binance Smart Chain. They are not so keen to send it, right? Especially with DeFi, they know that they can do so much fun with this, right? Leasings, stakings, and so on. They kind of don't want to use it for the payment. So it's changing really quickly, right? If we were having this conversation half a year ago, my answers would be completely different.
Right. No, it's so true. And that's where, I would imagine you guys really do offer a tool and service to the businesses you work with. Because like you said, they're not keeping up on that stuff, especially with how rapidly things are changing. And so on that same note, I noticed you guys have something called a Whitelabel service. Can you kind of maybe walk us through? So let's say that I'm a business or I have a platform and I'm looking to partner with some sort of crypto payment solution. Can you kind of walk us through what some of those different options are?
So I would say 4 levels, right? I already briefly explained for 3. I will just structure it again, right? So our system is what? Is the bunch of the blockchain integrations. It's accounting system, which kind of calculates the prices, checks the score of transactions, grabs the Forex prices to recalculate some exotics into some exotics, right, which doesn't exist on the market just straight away. So this is like a bunch of providers. So basically different levels are, somebody would say, like, I just want API to use cryptocurrencies, right? We just give them the whole solution. They don't need to spin the nodes. They have a support team, right? So they use blockchains with support team, right? Fun, they use it. Then somebody would say, I want to build some small, simple exchange. I need to have wallets, and I need to also be able to exchange. We give them an API. They're happy they are doing this. Then the businesses, right, who accept crypto, they have a back office. They can exchange money. They can sell to fiat, withdraw to the bank account, and so on. When we are speaking with a big group of companies, big group of brands, and so on, especially when they are like roughly from financial world, they say, okay, guys, your services sounds nice, but I mean, we just don't want to be your client. We want to get the same system and to do your business. So when they have a bunch of clients, and instead of introducing to us all those clients, right, then we deal with the contracts, with the KYC, with AML, all this kind of the paperwork and bureaucracy. They say, we already have those clients, we already have their documents, we just want a clone of your system, we will connect it to our own liquidity providers, to our own exchanges, to our own banks, and so on. We just don't want to develop all this kind of spaceship. And this is kind of like a white label. If you think about this, this is more like a SaaS solution, right?
Yeah.
So software as a service, right? So we invented, not invented, right? We invested in this system already well over €1 million, right? It's already working on the huge load, right? So it kind of like has really a proven track record.
Right.
And instead of experimenting, writing something from scratch, honestly, I know that it is not so easy, but it might not look. So there's somebody are trying. And so the best lead for me is the client who says, we already tried, we don't want to try anymore.
Right. So speaking of kind of the volume of transaction that you guys have really funneled over the last few years, you guys actually process 5% of all Bitcoin transactions I saw. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yeah. So in the top of the performance, when we had really a lot of the clusters, we basically 20s transaction in the Bitcoin blockchain. Right? This is kind of sounds scary. I completely agree with you. We also, when we realized, we just feel that we have a lot of them. Then we just decided, let's calculate how many really are there, right? Because I remember that we were happy like a year ago and something when every block in Bitcoin had our transaction. And we were like, cool, we are in every block. And then we saw that in block, we have tens of our transactions. And then we're like, wait a minute. So basically, we process a lot of Bitcoin transactions, which might still sound weird, right? And I agree that people still pay with Bitcoin. We are kind of like a victim of this success, right? Because dealing with Bitcoin is not the easiest. Right. Bitcoin is not the most advanced technology, if you think about this. So we process around between 500,000 and 1 million transactions a month. And majority of them are Bitcoin. And basically, Bitcoin blockchain can only process around 10 million transactions a month. So 10 million is not much, right? So if we have 500,000, then here you go. After that, of course, as the mining fees started to grow, right? We were already not so happy that we have so many Bitcoin transactions, right? So we started like a bunch of optimizations and everything. So right now we are, I think, around 3%. But at the top, we really had 5.
Nice. Yeah, no, that's awesome. That's a fun statistic to be able to say and, claim. So
that is exactly what we do, because from the side, it sounds like, wow, but it's not so many Bitcoin transactions because of the not scalable technology, kind of.
So let's pivot and talk a little bit about you guys, the IDO, the CPD token, kind of walk us through everything that's happening there.
So we kind of like started having the idea that we need to start exploring DeFi. A bit of a background, right? Right now we are growing around 20% a month. So our existing business is growing 20% a month. For anyone who did business ever in their life, you know that it sounds great. No, it sounds amazing, right? 20% every month. But when you are in this business, it is not so easy, right? This scaling with this pace, it kind of ends up when growing 5 times every year. Even more, honestly. So it's not so easy to restructure everything. And then all these nice technologies appearing all the time. And you, of course, want to explore all of them.
Right.
So we were kind of like ignoring DeFi for 2020. I was like, no, DeFi is something not interesting. It will just appear and disappear, right? Because I didn't want to spend the time, right? Because it was already a lot of happening. So now we decided, okay, so DeFi is there. We have to go there. You remember, like a few years ago, people were speaking, we need to bring businesses in crypto.
Right.
So happened, right? We already
Here we
brought
are.
businesses in crypto. Now we have to be bringing businesses into blockchain. And this is what DeFi is, right? DeFi is where blockchain stopped being about cryptocurrency. It's now about financial tools. So the general idea, we have these businesses, right? We just can grab them and bring them there. And when you start doing anything in the DeFi, you need a token, right? It's always rotating around the token. It's always there. Incentives. If we develop some real like blockchain DeFi instruments, we need governance. Okay, so you always need a token when you create some algorithms and so on. So we decided to start with the token. And before we really develop some real protocols, it will be a loyalty system for the client. So we used my favorite system of the token with the Binance, when the token gives you discount for all the services, and kind of like all your customers see this as a very friendly instrument. And then when you're creating something where this is used really on the blockchain, you already have the community, you already have the trust, and you already have people who like it because it was saving them money.
Well, that's exciting that you guys are diving into the world of DeFi and launching your token. So I'll definitely have to link to that below so people can check it out. But yeah, like you said, there's always so much going on, but DeFi is definitely one that's not going anywhere. So that's smart that you guys are jumping into that. So
thank you very much, Leah.
So just to kind of to wrap up this conversation, just tell us a little bit about what the team's currently working on, what's coming next. I mean, I know that obviously you guys have a ton going on. Like you said, 20% a month is insanity. I don't even know how you guys are keeping up with it all. But yeah, give people a little glimpse into what they can expect coming next from CoinsPaid.
Yeah, so right now the team is kind of like been growing very much. We grew twice this year already, right?
Wow.
So we started with like 50 people. Right now we're over 100. So we hired a lot of new developers. The guys are getting into. We hired much more security guys. We went to some refactoring to kind of clean up everything that we were developing. So right now, pretty much is basically bringing new features, new scalability. Options for the system, because as it grows, you always have to maintain kind of the flexibility and so on. We're developing the wallet, so we're launching the B2C product as well as a consumer product. We've been B2B, now we are B2C as well. And basically integrating CPD into all of the products. It's already in the roadmaps. So the team kind of like starts doing this. Our IDO is probably July, August. So while we sell, right, immediately after that, it should be already in all the products. So kind of that's the plan.
Awesome. Well, it's been so fun just to have you on the show and get to hear more about everything that you guys have been building at CoinsPaid, you know, especially like you said, how you've been a lot kind of in the background, like servicing all of these businesses. And now you're actually bringing some, you know, more like consumer facing options and DeFi options, which is pretty exciting. So Max, if someone's watching this and they want to check out CoinsPaid and learn more about you guys, where's the next best place for them to go?
Everything starts from the website, so just navigate to the coinspaid.com. If you like to invest, participate in success, click on IDO. If you just want to become a partner client, just speak with us about something exciting, interesting, and so on. Just check the website. It has the forms for everything, or join our chat. I hope Leah will add the description also below.
Perfect. Yep. I'll put the links below. So if anyone's watching this, you can just quickly click through and check it out. So Max, thank you again so much for your time and for coming on the show. It's been really great to have you here as a guest.
Thanks a lot, Leah. It was a real pleasure to speak with you and with your subscribers. Thanks a lot, guys.